happens as a doctor is that you see all parts of society. You see what works in the social system and you see what doesn't, the flaws, the difficulties. And one other thing that I notice is that the one and most important part of provoking change is assuming personal responsibility. You know how patients come to the hospital expecting you as a doctor to heal them. And yes, we can contribute to some certain extent, but the real sustainable change only happens if the patient himself or herself assumes responsibility for her behavior, her diet, the exercise, the stress levels. And so I think the moment that we're ready to assume responsibility, that's when our society can actually make a shift in consciousness. Yet I see that we struggle. We struggle with discipline, we struggle with delayed gratification. And often people just come with the responsibility and say, here doctor, here it is. And that's where the problem starts. So my mission in life is to fight social injustice. And as an emergency doctor, yes, I was saving lives, but I was doing it in a system that doesn't work. The healthcare business isn't about generating health. It's about alleviating illness. And the healthcare actually makes money from sick people. And that did not feel right for me. So I decided to invest all the talent that I was given into creating more justice in society. And I took a leap of faith, gave up my prestigious job to search for more meaning. Right now, Dee Hock. Do you know who Dee Hock is? He's the founder and former CEO of Visa, the credit card company. He started off as a little banker with big dreams, a visionary and philosopher. And he looks at future, not the way it might become, but how it ought to be. So when he was faced with the challenge to create a worldwide paying system, he didn't fall into the same trap of generating these hierarchical structures. No, he thought about how ought a worldwide paying system be? And he came up with this visionary idea of it being a decentralized, self-organizing structure. That was in 1968. Did anyone think it was possible? No. But he fought for it. And in the end, he got the Bank of America to give up the rights and control over their credit card licensing system and actually created the first worldwide paying system with distributed ownership. So Dee Hock really inspires me to think about how society ought to be. He inspires me to not accept if someone says that it's impossible and to actually only determine possibility by attempt and not by opinion. I think I'm very courageous. Whatever I want to do, I will do it, no matter how hard it is or how impossible it might seem. I'm also very enthusiastic about creating value for society, about making the society more sustainable and creating social justice in our world. I'm building a startup which revolutionizes social contribution by transforming knowledge into kick-ass actions for social contribution. Oh wow, that's a tough one. I think today we're very hyper-connected, yet very lonely. And if I got to leave one legacy, I would love it to be human connection. I would love to co-create and reinforce local communities and friendship between citizens. And how would I do that? Well, I'd make sure that schools integrate emotional intelligence into their curriculum, teaching kids how to be aware of their feelings, how to know who they are and what they want. Because this would lead the kids to be extraordinarily conscious leaders. And I think that that would also lead to a shift of values, away from the lonely accumulation of goods towards co-creative activities and community building, including everyone. So moving to Barcelona was quite a random decision, but once I arrived here and I noticed the Spanish culture and the Mediterranean way of enjoying life, I was head over heels for this city. I love to live right next to the sea and just a few minutes away from the mountains. I love the international crowds and the charming locals. I love the culture and to be able to ride my bike through the whole city. The only danger about Barcelona is that once you move here, I think it's nearly impossible to ever leave again. In 10 years? Wow, I'll be 40 then. Surely I'll be promoting social justice and sustainable living. And I think I will be doing it as a leader. Because I think that in this disruptive era that we're now, we really need female leadership, which focuses on transformation instead of competition, on empowering instead of controlling, which asks questions and provokes thought instead of dictating people what to do. My favorite character? It's Gyro from DuckTales. You know, the inventor with the crazy ideas who always comes up with a new invention? I always wanted to be like him as a kid, like coming up with these visionary things and crazy ideas, and then he always fails, but he doesn't leave it there. He fails and gets back up, and fails again, fails better. And that's what life is about, no? Failing and then getting back up and then failing better. No, I've got it under control. With the help of my therapist, it's once a week, no more, on Thursdays.